Hey guys, starting coming at you with another game of Total War Three Kingdoms. Look at me, it's the Emperor. Cao Cao, of course, has ascended to heir, been adopted. You know, he's 50, but he's been the adopted heir. You know, that's the confidence that Liu Bei has placed into him, and indeed the depths of affection. That reminds me, though, we do need to take the Imperial Seal away from Cao Cao and return it to the hand of the Emperor. It's only right. Also, Cao Cao can use an item that, you know, is more suited to him and not to a Senate court type of guy. Not that the Emperor is, you know, slouching. He's working hard. He's working hard for the people. All right, so we can get industry income there, and then when that comes back in, we'll get that. All right. Now, the army situation is we have the main forces of Shao Jun and Cao Cao here in the north, and then the army of Liu Bei and Zhu Chu here moving into our lands on this direction. Now, is Liu Bei going to be a problem? Maybe. He's got a negative attitude, but, like, you know, he's not strong, so is he really going to be fighting us? It's hard to say. Now, Cao Ren here is in the north. There are so many armies up here, and I think he is going to elect to beat a retreat here, right? I think that's going to be the play. He doesn't want to get vassalized, but, you know, if we just... Because Batong doesn't hate us. And if we just hand him... Oh, he's already in an alliance? Ah. Well, I was hoping that we would... Alright, well... Alright, then Matong's not a good choice. She is in the alliance, the Kingdom of Song, so we're not going to be wanting to trade her. He's poor. Well, I just, you know, we want to abandon it, right? Well, Matong is the best choice on account of how he's not affiliated with Song. Get some armor. I know he's not going to have hardly anything for food or money, but we'll get what we can out of him for it. This will also deny it to Song. Because I would rather defend over here. You know, they've got this long walk to get through from that side, and also Cao Ren can roll up Liu Bei's armies on this side, which will be very good for him. Like, are they coming to brawl? Maybe. We're just gonna get a little bit here. You know, we've got, like, no, we will get... We won't need fire arrows, so we'll just take... Because we don't need this to be a full army right now. Not least because we don't have a lot of money right now. But, you know, we're making tons from trade. We just need to make sure that our trade partners stay online. Who are we trading with? Kongrong. Alright, well, we're trading with a lot of people that are technically the vassal of Song, but that doesn't mean they're going to stay that way forever, right? But we could confederate the whole Han Empire, but of course that would be a weird tempo thing for us right now, and I don't think it would be very advantageous. It would just, it would increase our exposure to foes beyond what I want. Now, Shiji might get in here a little bit, but... Alright, so we need you to roll up. This way? No. He needs to try to get across the river. You know, there's... Well, we need to make sure the Emperor seat is safe, which it's okay right now. Once Cao Ren gets back in here and comes back around, that'll be better. We can't afford anything else, so we're not going to think about anything else. We're just going to run Shinru up to the north here. Thing about Kongrong is, like, he does like us still, even though he's, you know, the vassal of Song. But, you know, we might be able to break that up. With a couple good victories, you know, we might be able to dissuade them. But we just need to go down and take Hefei, I think. We don't want, you know, we don't need a bastion of the enemy that deeply into our territory. It'll slow our advance to the top. Remains to be seen if he calls in arms, yeah. Well, you know, we will be right here to punch him in the face for it. It doesn't mean you wouldn't be able to grab this Emperor's seat out from under me. But, you know... Here, it's like, I don't... Yeah, it's like, I would love to go across the river, but it's too aggressive without anybody to follow it up. And if we get hit with, like, an auto-resolve on the river that messes us up, all we do is get hurt really badly there. And it looks like we souped up this army here with Sun Chuan right on time, because they are definitely trying to come down the river. The other army's trying to go to Chibi, which is probably not how you say it. Liu Bei first. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We traded off Chang'an to Mateng. We couldn't get much for it, but, you know, I figured it was better than losing it, right? So we have night fight, because we can just move here, go to ambush, and if they try to march up here, then we'll be able to pick them apart, and that is excellent. Much better than fighting in the city. We're just going to get off of the Jade thing for the same reason. Also to get them to come towards us more. Like he's not up for that. He's not up for Confederation either. That's right. You can't convince him of things while you're confederating them. We'll get a non-aggression pact out of it anyway. And now Cao Ren will be here at the pass. We've got the assassin. You know, this army is raring to go in the event that they let us get away with it. Do we take stock here or ignore? If we get ignore force penalty, she's got the mounted crossbows with her, so that's good. And it gets her closer to zeal and adamant resolve. So yeah, that's the way. Give her some slightly nicer armor. She deserves it. And now that the turn cooldown is there, we return to his hand the seal of the Emperor. Look at me. I'm a good guy. Also, good morning, Luke. I don't know if I said it. So engrossed with the glory of the game here. Now, we could make it better. Oh, we don't need to, right? Yeah. This is really, I mean, really we just want to draw him up here. And the gate pass will hold him. And then, if we don't get him to come up, then we... I'm like, If we just run down here, we get started on Liu Bei first. But this is a lot of armies, and we're going to have to deal with them at some point anyway. They should be running low on military supplies before too long. They wouldn't have been in friendly lands for a minute. But, you know, it just depends on what their tech and stuff is. Oh, we need to get out of March for one turn, and then they'll be able to heal up there. Like, am I at war with you? Well, that's bad. Oh, jeez. Okay, he's on the water. I guess it's not that bad. He's just right up here by this Emperor seat. Okay, we gotta... No, it's messy right now, but... Oh god, it's gonna be messy forever, because they're in here, right? Liu Bei's army, fortunately, is not composed of a bunch of good stuff. Yeah, we still have some money, right? And that's good. That's okay. Alright, we don't wanna... Bonus for the troops, yeah, worth it. Must train and redeployment costs. Alright, so... Man, it's rough. You know, that's what happens when everybody declares war on you at one time. I didn't even do anything wrong. Like, get over yourselves. I'm just a guy. I guess if this army is going to need to go on the offensive, I mean, but will it? I mean, a trebuchet will be called for anyway. Look, a trebuchet and a fire arrow will be appropriate, and they're good units regardless. And now we're broke again, and now we're broke again. Percy's best confederate is Dongzhuo because his faction mechanics and diplomacy, because he has the dread or whatever, right? That inspires them to give up. All right, but yeah, we can. Yeah, the timing on this is fine, right? Because we'll roll up Dong here, and then we'll run back up here. Juyu will pop this in a turn or three, and then we'll be able to turn his attention up this way. This army rolls here. Sun Chuan's will, you know, we might have a little bit of an interruption there in the south, but hey, once it gets stabilized, it's going to be a lot easier, because the next time Liu Bei wants to mess with us, assuming that we can't get peace here in a bit after punching him up, it's going to be a lot. Function has no garrison, so Eugene can just walk into it. Oh, because he left it a ruin. Oh, okay. That's why I couldn't see the garrison thing. Got it. Aha! A battle! Finally, time to show off our guys. It'll be a nice battle, you know, full of enemy foes to shoot at. Alright. This map. Well, they're not going to know what hit them. This is going to be the first time we used a bunch of these Imperial crossbowmen and stuff. Looking at their stat card, the Imperial crossbows are, what, probably the best unit in the game, right? I mean, assuming you could deal with the replenishment. Because, like, that's a really good firing rate. Like, a really good firing rate. Like, Onyx Dragons shoot 9 times a minute. The crossbowmen shoot twice as often, and they got AP, you know, like, it's just, it seems real good. But of course, we need one dragon. Best crossbows, certainly. Yeah, fair enough. I guess, you know, everything has its own purposes. All right, yeah, we'll pop this wall. This is the way to go on this one, right? Right. Oh yeah, we got Vanguard for the whole army, of course we do. We'll be able to pop there, and then, of course, once we get the wall down, we're gonna move our crossbows into view. Oh, they'll be sorry then, sure, and they will. Onyx Dragons, of course, you know, their fire arrows, unlike the fire arrows of a militia, they just, like, straight work, you know. They hit the thing.
Ha! 敌军士兵正在溃逃。
Horse runs half the units, double the ammo. Yeah, they're really good. The evasive stats you get on them, like, even if they get caught out by other cavalry, they're still, like, because they have twice the unit size of normal cavalry, right? So, like, if you get caught by tier 1 cavalry, they didn't catch you. You got them and you didn't have to run to them. Like, it's a whole different dynamic. Haha, we got the boiling oil on them. They're gonna be sorry about that. Are they going to avoid it? Probably. Wow, wow, wow. The G Militia cannot stand up to the Withering Fire. Oh, that's good stuff right there. The cavalry are also cheaper than the crossbows are, I think. Oh, wow. Oh, that's a lot of damage. That's the good stuff right there. And we throw out a sit caltrop on them. Does he want to duel? They do. They want to duel me? Very well, I accept. Anybody want to duel Cao Cao?
敌军四散而逃，到底是
Let's
无
get
胆
it.
鼠辈。
You know, we're heroes, right? We are heroes and good guys, and we are gonna win. I'm totally not worried about Jiling at all. Oh, he didn't even have a good sword at this point in the campaign. Well, I guess he is working for Liu Bei. Broke. Oh, and then we run up into this tower fire, probably giving us the only casualties of the whole thing. Cao Cao beats the brakes off of him. You know, that's a big surprise. The Protectors of Heaven here are melting under the assault. And soon enough, the rest of the heavy infantry will roll in. Jiling doesn't get a fancy weapon. Right, I just figured, you know, they could maybe get him better than, like, a gray spear, you know, for this point in the campaign. But no. Yuan, or Yuan, wins very handily. Yuan is about to be fighting Shishi in the south. And they're going to swarm me and stop me from getting back to my horse. What a bunch of chumps. Alright, there we go. Back in the saddle again. And now the real fighters are coming in. Wow. And they still have 8 million ammo. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Now I see the future. The future is crossbows. That's what the people want. That's what they're gonna get. This is our new daughter. We loved her after what we love more than anything in the world. Her name is Zhao Crossbow. Yeah, I'm already seeing that these Imperial Palace Cavalry are going to be the most fun. Oh yeah, and if you have this buff for the crossbows too, 67 evasion, 58 armor, with a 25-19 stat line for armor versus non-armored, like, that's... Yeah. The light and medium infantry wouldn't even be able to beat him in a stand-up fight. Beautiful. Speaking of, let's buff everybody up here. Shao Yuan was getting a little trucked on there. Oh yeah, he's got the bow. We should have been shooting at people. We had even more advantages than we were using. And we're just gonna fast forward here. They are getting rolled all the way up. The fire arrows arching in. You know, this is real cinema here. Oh yeah. Triple serried ranks of crossbows just melting the foe. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is really living. And of course, Guojia seeing all, which is so good, right? Like, pure map visibility and spotting. Because there's plenty of times, even without like stock considerations, where sometimes get a mod lets you pick 2 reforms per string. Feels like you don't get them fast enough. Yeah. That would be interesting. I would also be. I'm sure there's one where like there's more turns per year. You know, I don't know how that would interact with other things. Maybe just do like a couple year cycles. You know, even though like just to not mess up like the flow of the mechanics. You know, or whatever, but just because, you know,
他们受的苦
what if you
也
want
够
Liu
多了
Chong to live longer than, you know, 50 turns? Wary of friendly fire with the Imperial crossbows. They don't mind to drop in the shots.
只有稳固发展，人们才会交口称赞。
We need to build. Alright, well, money, money, money. This army's already good enough. 2 cav can deal with their 3 small cav. Our heroes, I mean, not as good as their heroes, but we can run away from them and get him caught up in Protectors of Heaven. Guan Yu is... we don't know what level he is. He's got gold in 3 stats, so he's probably level, like, 7 or 8. No, well, if Liu Bei is just level 5, then he's probably just level 5. More they shoot to see a bolt you walking on fire and they hit really hard. Yeah. Especially with their firing rate being so high. I could see, yeah, you'd be shooting at somebody, your cavalry come in, and before you know it, you know, bunch of bolts in the back. And we're going to the upkeep now, because now that we're running a whole lot of armies, that's going to be worth 2k a turn. Speaking of, do we have access to the thing yet? 3 more turns for an instant one. We'll make everybody like us better, right? Liu Bei, why must we continue on like this? Just because all I did was fight one place and not any of your armies, really? Well, guess we can change that. Alright, so rather... What I hoped was going to happen was that we would use that force in Nan to dissuade people from coming up the river. That's not how it's going to work, right? Because they'll just drive by, and then if you want to jump them on the river, you got to take the auto-resolve, which is fine if you're stronger. Kong Rong, you want military access? Kong Rong, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you not the vassal of the false emperor? You know what you should do? You should join me. Alright, you say never? Yeah, 13 though. 13's not that much of a never. We'll talk about this later, Kong Rong. I don't want to have to fight you, man. I note that your fool behind has not declared himself to be the Emperor of China. And you would never do that. Kong Rong would never just declare himself to be the Emperor of China. It's ridiculous. Can't even believe I said that. Silliness. Liu Bei makes his coalition military alliance. Liu Bei's got more problems. We need to get Taishi into one of these spots, right? Yeah, so we're going to make Cao Ong the Minister of Finance. It's going to mess with faction habits a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. Because here, we're going to get range damage and melee evasion, which is awesome. Like, look, 10% melee evasion when you already have 50 is extraordinary. Yeah, he's like, Kung Fuzi's going to be mad at you. But, you know, you do what you have to do. And I hope I hope if it came to it, Confucius would recognize, you know, that needs must when the devil drives and all that. Shiji, I don't know if, like, maybe, well, after all, he declared war because he's the vassal of Liu Bei, not because he doesn't like me. And, I mean, he didn't attack me. However, he does have an army at my doorstep, and we do have to pay attention to that. Alright, regular stands here. Oh, that's not the way into Hefei. We gotta go this way. That's rough. We'll jam extra movement on them. I want to get them down there. Went the wrong way, and it'll be alright. We'll get there in a turn or two. This will give us the chance to replenish. The problem with none here, so, like, do we just... We could just get on the river and chase him, right? Wei Yan's army is just getting demolished by attrition. Even if he gets over here, I don't think he's going to be able to beat this fishing port, you know? And Zhou Yuan, you know, like, yeah. I should have just got on the river. I should have appreciated that my my auto-resolve strength would favor me and not have been so nervous about it. We're not playing Lu Bu, right? And now we get, or rather soon we'll get the Confucian Temple site for great happiness everywhere. So we can... I hate leaving the Emperor's seat relatively undefended. Is Liu Bei bankrupt? I think so. All of his armies are suffering attrition. Even the one... I thought it was the supplies at first, but yeah, I guess all of them are. Yeah. Well, my broke friend, have you considered joining me? Because I can keep on busting you up all night. Alright, if Song comes across the river, the worst that happens is they get another Emperor seat. That's bad. That is bad. We need an admin here. Like, who to give it to? We can just... It's only bad if he was both of it, yeah. Give it to Sunrun. Get her an army. For, stiffening the defenses here. You know, just keep it simple. Alright, so now, you know, now there's more of a garrison here, right? Or there will be when she shows up. You know, so it'll be a nice place full of vigor and power. Do we want this movement range thing in our central lands? I mean, the thing about Chen is the lands aren't that, like... I mean, do we need to move that further? I figured we could just build a garrison building, even though that's not smart. No, let's build more peasantry, right? No, we can't. Forges? Yeah, why not? What was going on with this? They moved closer. All right, they moved closer. That means we are gonna bust them up. Next year we get Imperial Shot Cav with Sunset Charge. Yeah, you know, it's all coming up. All coming up together. Yeah, because we've got everything down to a science here, right? You know, we're getting ready, but it's like I've got poison volley, I've got, you know, I don't know why this game thinks we're gonna be in some trouble here. We are the danger. Alright, let's get to it. Because we are about to put a serious hurt on them. Because now we have the, you want to challenge Cao Ren? You know, honor forbids. You know, maybe later. They're already crumbling at the sight of us. Yeah, as soon as they get around, I guess it's probably like a scare effect, but you know, yeah, we definitely get the work in. And then their cav charge right into, yes, you guessed it, the waiting crossbow archers in the trees. Brutal stuff. This is the good stuff here. We've arrived. And I think we missed the shot from getting charged, but if we just wait, maybe she'll take it. Nope. Oh well, you can't have everything. Alright. Cav deal with problems there. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. And now, rather than lead with trebuchets, you know, you get to lead with skirmishers. Oh, it feels so good. What an army. What a faction. Double charge bonus on these incredibly tanky, cheap cavalry. That's the good stuff, you know. That's where you get your bread. Alright, and now they think that we're locked in here with them. That is not true. Hit him with the old charge. Alright, so these are Imperial quality troops there. We don't want to get embroiled in them, obviously. Obviously, we want to shoot them with our crossbows. Get out of there, Sauron. You have so much to live for. Go over to this way to fight. Alright, pull him out of the star. Go up to get embroiled here. And right here, we're just trying to get through the line like so, and it works. And here we're going to try to shoot a poison volley down this side, and I think it's going to work. You know, it would have been better earlier, but it's fine right now. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Tagging them through the trees. They're all fleeing now. Of course, once the crossbows got on to their heavily armored infantry, that heavy armor didn't do much for them. All right, we are fighting too long right there, right? We are fighting in the trees with our cav for too long. I think they have ignore force penalties, but still, up against Protectors of Heaven, Warriors of Yi, and cavalry, you know, not our favorite engagement. These are Defenders of Earth. I was like, why are we taking damage? That's why. Yeah, it wasn't a gimme, but we got plenty of work done here. You know, we knew there was going to be some trees and stuff because of the terrain. If it was an open map, obviously we would have been able to chump them a lot better, but, you know, still nice and clean. Relatively. And that was a good army, you know. It's not going to be too easy for Yuan Shao to replace it. It wasn't like the most elite of armies, but I mean they had some good stuff in it, you know.
无之妙计，算无一策。放了他们。正在行进。And
we get back in time to replenish, and of course they had their backup army here, for whatever that's worth to them. Yeah, their backup army was much weaker than the first one we hit. This one's going to need to, like, go home to Tong Pass in order to move forward. So that should have stopped their advance there. Most likely. Yeah, I guess we just do this. Trusting that even if they take Puyong, we'll be able to do something about it. And, you know, the quicker we roll up this problem, the better.
下执于地，上参于天。
After all, with a couple more losses, it's possible that Liu Bei will start to see things my way. And if not, well, we have somebody on an elephant who can knock on his door. That's right. We didn't need to take that. He's got an elephant. I mean, we don't have to have him having the elephant, you know, it's just... I mean, really giving it to a champion who didn't have a good weapon would be the best thing for it. So Liu Bei was already broke, and now he's gonna be a little broker, you know. This was making him some money. Yeah, I guess this this Iron Village was more than he bargained for losing, and of course this place was making a lot, so yeah, makes sense. We'll make a garrison building there. Why not? No reason why not. where are they trying to go? And they amazingly aggressively moved towards the pass. I guess they couldn't figure out what to do, right? Are they at war with Monteng?
我们不会攻击你的。
Like, you work for the Yukon. We don't need to worry about you, I guess. Yeah, non-aggression, sure.
此所谓两制相逢。
Nanmen is in the Nanmen Bowl. Caught him. All right. Well, we're going to take a short break. I need to swap the laundry over. And obviously we're going to do our friends the honor of showing up, even if they have a weak force on the battlefield. We'll knock on the door and say hello to them. I'll be right back in a minute or two. All right. Ugh. Alright. Liu Bei, you're a rebel. Where's the virtuous idealist that I knew? Of course, this army, like, they do have the men of Shu here, and we have a very bad army to be dealing with them in, right? Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Yeah, we caught him out all right. Oh, yeah, yeah. We have a couple of guys who can't really fight that well. You know, why did I chase them? It'll be fine. It'll probably be fine. We'll just, like, lob treb shots into the trees. I mean, whatever. Look, we're not gonna get value out of this treb anyway. I don't think we are. Could we reposition it, like, over here in time? Maybe. Maybe. You know, they're tired and they're militia. Sure, they've got, you know, the guys at the top. But how quickly can they get through 6 units of Palace Guard, right? And this dude does start with Wisdom of the River, or rather, he's level 5. He has Wisdom of the River. We got a Roar. So, yeah, I mean, we've got fine solutions to these problems. And now, after some intense jockeying for position, the trebuchet is merrily rolling along. Do we put it right here? Yeah. Alright. Fortunately, they have archer militia, which are useless. Like, they will not hurt my protectors. We can just accept the fire from them. Marksmen will do some damage, but, you know, we can trade here as we need to. We're going to swap the archers to flaming shot there. That should get actually a lot of shots going on. Once we get our crossbows online here. Alright, we don't need this rear guard. Zhongfei coming into brawl. Alright, we've got to get on him right now. But importantly, we can just roar here. We got to get engaged. There we go. Hit it with the roar. Oh, they're already all running. They're already all running. Well. I think they both got unhorsed already, which is fine. We're just going to beat down Guan Yu as he is on his horse. which is a very bad place for him to be right now. And then we're gonna pop their evasion here. Brutal stuff. My friends, I'm sorry to do this to you, but unfortunately, you declared yourself to be the Emperor, which was very foolish. Very foolish indeed. All campaign long we were friends. Wow! He took a lot of damage there. Probably just, you know, the Oath Sword. Wow! So Zhang Fei is listed at 6,000 regular damage, and, you know, a big old chunk of AP damage too, yeah. 6.3 and 1.8k on the split after Guan Yu gets popped. But, you know, fortunately we've still got the infantry to surround, and there he goes. That's the thing about the Shu block, right? Is when one of them goes down, the other ones are gonna flip out, so it's a big old problem if they still remain in the same army, but we deal with it just fine. Liu Bei's unbreakable, so we're gonna hit him with the sword a few times. That'll dissuade him. Alright, good stuff. In conclusion, hey Raven. In conclusion, this little army would have benefited greatly from having one unit of skirmishers. But obviously it all did its part, except the cavalry, which was mainly about sending a message and didn't really engage. For Liu Bei.
凭我等战绩与运数，必所向披靡。
Let me get the knives. Guan Yu, I am obviously not going to execute.
释放俘虏。
I just like him too much. It's not who I am.
释放俘虏。
It doesn't matter how good the item is. A man's got to have a code.
和谐共存。
说话小心点。闭嘴吧。
Alright, Liu Bei still doesn't feel like we've beat him up enough. Alright, buddy. You asked for it.
杀呀！奋力一战。 下执于地，上参于天。
向前进军。
进攻！
高级商贾，我要视察一下他们的。
Oh, we don't have the second level forge technology. That's fine. Low level ancillaries are good too. I'm just gonna stack a little bit of money here. We don't really need to worry about leveling up anything right now, I don't think.
见识一下我们的激情！杀呀！我军如有天助，气焰大盛。
Plenty of food. Big replenishment hit again. We're about to...
如火，熊熊不息。
It's gonna be good stuff. Alright. We're gonna build, what? More forges? Yeah. That's right. These fools are insisting they want to be here. Of course, this army isn't out. It's just very down. And this army doesn't realize that it's going to get lightning striked off. It does have a trebuchet. Cav gets very beat up. Here, we can chase him down and eliminate. Yeah. A perfect defense of the pass. It basically went just like we dreamed it would, right?
都放了吧，谅他们不敢造次。放了他们。法令必行。
真是倍感荣幸。
You know, he doesn't like that we're trespassing on him, but we're, you know, we're dealing with problems here. We probably should have got the you know, it doesn't. What if he fights us? You know, what if he does? Cao Ren's not gonna not chase the guy because he ran. I mean, why is Ma Teng harboring these enemies of the Han anyway? Right? These are questions.
向前进军，做好准备。我已归来。
Cao Ren's defense of the north, marvelous. The only way he'll be able to move that far is if he's in march stance, and he is still broke. It is shocking that he doesn't want peace, but I guess he's mad at me. Mad that his uncle, that his nephew adopted me, rather. He's the uncle, allegedly. Well, we might have some satisfaction problems running for them now, pretty soon, but maybe not. Ooh, Zhang He. Oh, we don't have enough money. But like, yeah, that would be nice. We could grab him, pull him over. After all, got to recruit them all. 3 kingdoms.
心如利刃。
Oh, you gotta click the thing, and that's why it was grayed out. Right. So we deploy him, and we can immediately say, build the undercover network. And then immediately extract him, right? Yeah. Because when we start out with that many points, you flip the 1 into it, and then you can just go ahead and yank him. And he was in this army. But it looks like...
有话快说。
Like, this pathetic bandit is paying... Like, how is Yuan Shao so charismatic that he can get all these factions to always agree to join up with him, right? Why not me? I'm a good guy. People like me. I'm good with people.
智取胜于强攻。我等非蛮夷也。千层波浪，充实巨岩。 坚如盾牌，势如利刃。
Maybe the deal attacks. He got this place only like 5 turns ago, maybe 10, maybe 15. It's been a while. He took it from the Han Empire, the generic faction. So perhaps it was pre-existing, and then he just didn't. But it would be 0 to convert it over, probably. That is weird. But he wouldn't have built it, I don't believe. Because that was the one that, like, we were like, we'll see Chefei later, you know. It's got bastard artillery, we'll put it off. And then, you know, We did put it off. All right, we're gonna take the forest spotting. Guerrilla deployment, and yeah, it's better. We shouldn't be fighting in too many more forests with Chuyu's army, right? Like here in the north, less of a probability of doing it. I mean, could still happen. It's just we'd most likely be fighting on roads more, whereas, you know, you go over into this area, everywhere is forest. But it's time for the Emperor to take a wife. And who better than his childhood friend and associate, Liu Bei. You know, they grew up together, and she arranged for the amazing rescue. They don't get along, but that's okay. The daughter of the dragon is now the wife of the Emperor. Cao Cao might be a little nervous, but hey, you know, it's okay. Can't just not have the Emperor get married, after all. Liu Bei doesn't go march stance, which probably is going to help him, you know. Because if he runs, he could run into a weird spot. But now that Chuyu's army has rolled up that last bastion of Liu Bei there, which, I mean, could have been done with a smaller thing, but what are you going to do?
再会。吾等必会为足下倾尽才智。深思熟虑，则事半功倍。
We got a coalition of the willing. We got 2 nations ready to roll, son. Oh, and she doesn't want to do it? Well, I could have done it. Alright, so they do it anyway, because I'm strong enough to... I'm like the casting vote. Alright, good. So they're the vassal of the Dong family. No, they're just chilling. I mean, getting out of this war is good. They are a bandit faction, but, you know, they're messing with somebody else. However, the only people that would care about it would be her, so it doesn't matter. You just... do you have any stuff? Have any things? No, they never have stuff. Well, we'll take all of her money. It'll make Ma Teng mad, though. Yeah, we don't want to annoy him. Not like I'm afraid of him, I just don't want to annoy him. We'll heal up for like 2 turns here, and then we'll be ready to roll down into Liu Bei's lands there. Man, it is hard walking through these marshlands. We're just gonna go this way, though. No. If we end up on our side of the line, then we replenish, and that makes it worth it. He really doesn't want peace, you know. He thinks he can win. But, like, how? How could you win when I'm literally the literal emperor? I'm the actual... Liu Bei, you should just give up.
Luke,
yeah. Yes, it is hard to walk through this marshes. I mean, hey, we at least are retreating or pursuing a retreating army that's not leading us into a trap or anything. Probably. I don't think they can afford a trap at this point, right? Oh, Shishi bounced. Makes sense. You better run. You better run. Alright, it is time for the old Dominion over the realm again. The best ability. And then boom, baby. +1 army, negative 10% revenue upkeep, and access to the Imperial Lancer Cavalry. Yeah, we swap the Palace Cavern. We're gonna have the fanciest armies. You'll see, you'll all see. I like having the Tiger Cubs in the army still, though, because like they're very, very hardy against missile fire with their big missile block plus their missile resist. You know, like running them around to be the sort of anvil to the heavy cav hammer. You know, heavy cav and heavier cav. That's the dream. We might be able to live that dream. Now, Cao Ren needs to lick his wounds for one more turn. Yes, maybe two more. We'll move him to ambush right here and see if we can get somebody to think that they should move up here in the meantime. Liu Bei hysterically moves back across the marshes while I'm healing and getting more troops. He reverts, which, you know, good for him. Yeah, 800 charge bonus seems good. You need to be like water, everybody knows that. Cao Ren gets Heavenly Presence. Oh yeah, baby, now we're talking. Speaking of talking, let's get a little bit of Lancer love going on here, too. Alright, now we don't need a Spear Guard when we got a Defender of the Empire here, so we can swap this for another Skirmisher. Yes, please. They're so fun. I mean, another... Yeah. And he marched there. He's not going to be able to get away because I have better movement than him, and I am very clever. Alright. Ah, Liu Bei. Zhongfei. I don't like you nearly as much as I like the other ones. I'm still not going to kill you, though. If I have to fight you again, maybe, you know. And now, Liu Bei's faction has fallen to... an arrogant overlord person who does not desire peace. Well... Yes, indeed. Like many oaths, it ends up being a nice idea that doesn't work out. Alas. I mean, I wasn't gonna execute him, but, you know. He wouldn't surrender. Like, I checked every turn. I didn't want to pop him. I didn't. Oh, Shiji ends up coming in as a reinforcement, so we get to grab him there, too. He does run away, but to very little avail. Yeah, we just keep on rolling him up, right? No reason to stop, I guess, you know, if he wants to, or she at this point, you know, it's not Liu Bei's faction anymore, it's Qiu Huizhu, who I assume he married? Not really sure what's going on there. Okay, yeah, no, they would have been married, because look at the names of these kids. These were children from a previous... Maybe they adopted them? I don't know.
准备作战。满怀信念，奋力一战。
We'll give Sun Quan some nice swords now, after all. He's proved that he's willing to fight. He's not just an administrator with emerald eyes, he's a hero. Of course, Yujin's swords, who were taken for the Emperor's wife long ago, before they were married, you know, she's unlikely to get it. Oh yeah, we got the rule now. We can yank that for somebody. Or we could put him into an army. He has the... That's right, it's charge, spotting, speed. I mean, it's pretty dang good all around. But we sort of have the armies with people in them right now. I mean, this army doesn't need this vanguard. You know, we'll work on it. We don't have enough money to worry about it. we'll just keep on moving forward. He married this lady, adopted Jianyong, and married him off to Lady Tsai. Ah, okay. Thinking pairs were because then they would all get the huge bonus. Oh yeah. Oh dude. Now I'm thinking. I'm like, you get that with a full stack of the Imperial Palace crossbows, or the cavalry, the household cav. The great Zhuge Liang, the sleeping dragon, has offered his services to a warlord. Well, like, why not me? I'm right here. It's just 207, and Zhuge Liang is only now coming onto the scene. Who are you gonna work for, buddy? We could have had a good thing.
消灭敌军，万万不可！怒吼吧！今日此胜，乃承天之恩泽。
Because he already has the G of Heavenly Mandate, and the rule's not as good as it. We're going to take the horse away from the Emperor. He doesn't need that good of a horse. I'm sure he'll understand. Give the cavalry wedge formation. Give Zhu Chu these daggers for more damage, because that's what he needs. Everybody knows Zhu Chu doesn't do quite enough damage, and that's his problem. It's a little joke. We like to have fun here. Now we're good to hit march stance to get up to the top. Liu Kong... Oh, he's absorbing the members of my empire. That's not okay. Where is he? Does he have any land at all? Alright, we invite her to join the Empire. We do some pirate raids. That's what he deserves. Alright, so now that they're in the Empire, we see that Shin Min Li's army is here. She's got the young Daring infantry. It's probably not daring, but it might be daring infantry. But I imagine it is the name of a place they are from or something. Big melee evasion, weak against missile attacks. Interesting. Alright, so what we can do now is... if she moves in this way, then she gets caught in there. We just need to move down here, right? And then once we're here, we can evaluate if we want to... we don't need to hold the Wu Pass anymore. Like, it was good enough to bust Yuan Shao up. It is daring, as I know the word. Okay. Daring and vivacious. Full of vigor and action. Alright, alright. We need to go to build the palace, right? That's what we got to do now. That's what matters. You know, are we very far away from it? Yes. Does that matter? No. We've got to get it. You know, we've got to build the palace. Yes. Regular charge of the light infantry. Alright, so now that that's rolled up, we just want to get on the water here? Yeah. And we still replenish on the river because we control, like, all sides of it. Well, that's nice. Pretty only recruitable on sentinels for Yuan Shao. Oh, okay. It's like they thought they had a pretty good stat line, you know, like 57 melee evasion. It's good. Hey, we get a bow. Nice. You used the bow. You earned it. Yeah, so there's nowhere for her to go. If she tries to come back out, we'll just pop her slightly later. She can't defeat the Imperial City because it's got, yeah, we got, you know, the garrison's not perfect, but yeah, we could probably hold it together. She wouldn't be able to get there in a single. She doesn't have siege mechanics. These don't let you just like bash into a wall, I don't think.
静下心来。
我们还有什么可说的？
Alright, so he's at war with part of the Empire, so we need to bash him down pretty soon. Of course, the Kingdom of Song should be our overall issue, but also, like, isn't it nice to think that we're, like, rather than going across the river into uncertain circumstances, that we're dealing with everything here? After all, Liu Bei, we do have 2 armies over here already, so it won't really inhibit our march. Yeah, we can do it all. We can do it all. Because while Kongrong is the vassal of Yuan Shao, I don't know, you know, like, is he gonna march against us here? Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, Luke, exactly. Like, I was thinking, okay, delay that, roll up the south. I'm like, no, we can roll up the south with just those 2 armies over there. You know, there's no reason to delay. Or rather, not a particularly strong reason to delay. There are always reasons to delay. You know, glory, the love of the game, perhaps like it's your birthday party and your name's Napoleon. You just want to take a little bit longer to do something. People don't forget. And she tries to get away up the river. She's probably going to be able to flee here, right? Nope.
我等当取头功。释放俘虏。起锚。
My son is sick. Cao Cao. He's got a headache. Poor guy. What can the Emperor do to make him feel better? Yeah, he's broke. We're messing with his food. He can't pay for his troops. It's almost like he never should have done what he did. Oh, right, yeah. Which, of course, Cao Cao rightfully interpreted as, this guy just wants to see what's gonna happen. You know, not like it's unreasonable to want to see what's gonna happen. Huang Zhong, only 59. I'm moving so fast this time. Compared to, like, previous runs where basically everybody... at Xinjiang, and where everybody was gone. Ma Teng already kind of doesn't like us. Well, you know, why not? Whatever. It's only him that cares. Did my game crash? Like, why? Right? Like, just why? Anyway, that's pretty annoying. So the thing about Yuan Shao is like, how does he get everybody to want to work for him? I don't get it. I don't get it. Cao Cao is just as tall as Yuan Shao. Cao Cao is just as good at riding horses as Yuan Shao. Cao Cao is just as popular as Yuan Shao. Yeah, exactly, Luke. I am. Bribery mostly. Oh, yeah. We just didn't have enough. We just didn't have enough bribery.
若战事旷日持久，则民众必生祸心。因此，主公若不及时止息兵戈，百姓必将揭竿而起，力争太平。
Come on, load.
海内战乱纷纭，兵祸不断，你腹背受敌，四
The good
面
thing, of
楚歌，
course, is that
如此局面岂能长久？百姓
you
不
know
堪久立
I
兵
don't know
险，
why
故而你应速速
the-
克敌取胜。
the marquisdom, formerly known as the emperordom of Shuhan, an outrageous name, You know, I don't know why they are the way they are. I don't know why they won't just surrender. Alright, this time we're rejecting the peace offer. Thankless oaf, how dare you? My computer almost died for you. And after all this time, Han Fu comes up across the river, and it's like, alright, I'm gonna go get him, boss. Right in time for Zhu Yu's army to come and stick him. Lady Zhurong is Goddess of Flame. Like, where did you... I guess they couldn't see that we were here, right? Well, you see me now. And we march there, push them off. Perfection. Because even in March, they're not going to want to take this fight in March stance. We would just whip them, you know. They are coming through the mountains again. You know, if they take the pass, they take it. What are you going to do? We'll be in a better position to deal with them after this. We're just going to roll in here. And start the process of elimination. Alright, now I'm figuring they won't expect a naval attack. They're like, no, they would never be so bold. They can't just come up right off the coastline after taking a port city a mere season before. Oh, but they could. They could. Yuan rolling up the south with his affordable-ish army. Is Yantan a siege only AI? That wasn't a lumber camp. I thought that was the city. They moved past the lumber camp. Somebody else... Oh, never mind. No, they did. Yeah. My fault. I thought they were here. Yeah, I don't know. He's a bullish warrior. I wouldn't think that would be siege only, but maybe it is. And here we can run in, give battle, get the reinforcements. Yes, perfection. Give him a kick. If that's I can do it. Right, yeah. Like, here's a green skin. What does he like to do? Fight? Oh no, he just sits there. I'm like, he just sits there. Like, yeah, that's his whole thing. He loves it. Alright, we need to get this army online. Time to brawl. Alright, so we can't afford one more army, but we can afford all these, and that's all we need. And this might be slightly more armies than we need, but hey, we wanted to get the people out there, you know. Gotta get them going. And like now the forces have gone. Oh really? Huh. Huh. They night battled off the reinforcements. We are in march stance, but I mean, huh. Sure. Let's go. I'm like, okay, get some. I admire their bravery. I unironically do. They did night battle me, however, I have such high morale that that won't even be a worry, right? Like, I think these fools are going to see pretty soon that this is a different dynamic than they thought they were going to get into. Not least when the real stuff starts showing up. Do we want flaming shot on here? I mean, I thought it would be nice for the morale. And in case we hit into the... Yeah, we'll go flaming shot here also. Oh, they're coming up this way. Well, you know. So Ren will go there. She will want to line up for a sweet and awesome, a great poison volley. And now their full red cavalry, just bandit marauders, run into the crossbow fire. They're not gonna like that. You want to duel very well, I accept. We're gonna get an awesome poison volley shot here. I can just feel it, right? Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Hitting it all. And we're going to go ahead and pop our heal there in the middle of the fight. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff there. I totally forgot that was even a thing. We've never played with it before. I mean, we've gotten it online before, but not like in a way where it happened. Okay, so these fools need to... you know, we moved them around too far on the flank, right? You want to brawl? Very well, I accept. Don't I? Yes. And here we want to run down these Defenders of Earth and then split over here to these infantry. And our heavy Lancer cavalry just putting an absolute hurting on. Man, oh man, can they stand up and fight. 55 listed AP damage on them, you know, it's pretty good. And of course, they're all inspired as well by the great fighting being done by our generals on the field there. but of course it can't last forever. We need to get in here, back off. They're almost catching us, or rather they did catch us a little bit. It'll be alright. Those guys here, these guys here, the ones in the center there. There's the split. And then they realize they're locked in here with us, and they've just fallen into a full cavalry charge surround. Feels good. Cao Ren wins his duel. And it's all over, but they're rolling them up. And to think they took this fight, and to further think it said I was gonna lose. Yeah, it's like, oh no, they only have 70 morale. They really got me with the night fight. The only annoying thing is we were in march stance, but hey, we had to do it in order to protect the lumberyard, you know. And with a little twist of the axe, you know, when you stab with the axe very hard, you can do a little twisty motion at the end. And Liu Bei is just like trying to bail. Good luck, buddy.
我等当取头功，此阵可为我军所用。
But Liu Bei is now not so bankrupt that he's losing money by existing. Alright, and now we just be aggressive, be aggressive. Make landfall here, gambling that their other armies aren't around because we've seen where a bunch of them are over here. You know, they're looking left and they should be looking right, you know. And we're just gonna hop on the water here. And we're going to make landfall over here, probably at the capital of Heir, and then just roll up. Well, actually, no, we can walk right up to the Emperor's seat, can't we? Yeah. Who can stop us, you know? Cao Ren's spirited defense of the north continuing to go wonderfully, you know, leaving that army up there and like fighting the sort of retreat across the top to delay him. Wonderful stuff. Alright, so she'll now accept peace. Doesn't want to get vassalized, even with an autonomy guarantee. Our untrustworthiness is only a -7 now, but you know. A non-aggression pact would be a -100. Oh, that's right. They're an arrogant overlord. Well, I guess, you know, if you don't want to play ball, we're not going to give you favorable terms. And now they're like, hey, wait, where are they? On what side of the river? That's Wei Yan, not Wen Chao. Oh, okay. That's Wen Chao. Or Wen Chou. Because the other guy's got a different hat, you know. This guy's hat got long ears like Enel in One Piece. But then now he's stuck here. What? He's gonna try to get through the passes that's like protected by our glorious people? No way. No way.
剑已出鞘，传英名于天下。进攻！此乃天意，迷途众生，即待我等开示。
No, I remember. I remember. Where I couldn't tell them apart over here when we were trying to make them the, was, here at Wudu, yeah. I just forgot I didn't realize that was the reference you were making, because I was like, no, I got the guy's name right. Not too long ago at all. Fun reference. Alright, so... Across the top there.
拿起武器。万民之声不可小觑。全力猛攻！
And this is Wei Yan running over here. I'm like, how similar do they look? They don't even have the same color headband. They do have very similar facial hair stylings. One's a lot greener than the other one when you look up close. Yes. You know, if only his father was here to see what happens to the enemies of the Empire. Gongsun Zat? Fascinating. Oh, because we're inside. Well, I'm not worried about it. I cannot fight this battle right now, however, I have to go to work. But anyway, that'll be a fun one to start off on. Obviously, you know, these two armies together, look, we've got the heavy hitters here. He's got, like, no hit points. We'll be fine. Oh, no, the red bar is what we would lose from the attrition in a fight, which is wild that we'd be taking attrition already, but yeah, we'll be able to fight. We've got, yeah, it'll be fine. It will be fine, but I just don't have quite enough time to do it right now. But anyway, so thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you later, Luke, hopefully. I'm off to take care of my day, but in, you know, 7, 8, 9 hours, I'll be back, and we will almost certainly come back to this and roll it up, probably finish the campaign. You know, what else is there? Weeping for there are no more worlds to conquer? No supplies built up in a fresh capture. So like one turn of it, and then because of the faction effects, but it's the immediate thing. Got it. Well, at least they attacked, right? And that's gonna help us, because after we do it, then we'll be able to replenish after all. But anyway, see you later, man.